In this video, we're going to go through the process of creating a user on Fintrano, creating a company, and then a very quick show round of the system. It's not going to take very long because Fintrano is simple by design. So here we are on the main website, and there's a lot of useful information here, guides and support, but we're going to click on this login sign up button at the top right. And when we get there, we're taken to a page where we need to enter our email address. I'm just going to enter a test email here. You'd enter your real one, and if it recognized you, if this was a sign in, then it would take you to a page where it asks you for your password. But if it hasn't recognized that email, then it's a new sign up, and it's going to ask you to create a password, which I'm going to do here, and then ask you for your first and last names. So I'm just going to enter some test credentials. This email address has to work because it's going to, when I click create, it's going to send an email. That's my browser asking me if I want to save this password, which is a good idea. So yes, it's telling me that it's emailed me, and if I click over on my email, an email has arrived, which I need to click on, and this is going to take me in. So this is actually opening in a new window. So on a different tab, I've got my original login, but clicking on the link in the email takes me straight in. It logs me straight into Fintrano, and I've got these two choices. I can add or join a company. Now, if I was a worker, I'd click join company, this grey button, and it will ask me for a code. We'll go into that later. But today, what we're going to look at is creating a company or adding a company. So I click on the blue button on the left. Now it's going to ask me for company name, of course. So I type that in, and you'll see it's automatically combining it down in the bottom in the box below, because although I've got a company name at the top, I've only got 20 characters for my texts. So these notification details is where I put what's actually going to show up in notification texts and emails. So my test company isn't more than 20 characters, so that fits nicely. And then I just type in the phone number that I want people to see, and the email address that I want people to see. And this is sent out on every email that Fintrano sends on your behalf, and the phone number is sent in every text. So make sure they're ones that you want your customers to use. This section is private. It's just for Fintrano to email you information that needs to about your subscription, billing, any administration. So this doesn't have to be a different email, but if you want it to be just for us, this is where you put it. And again, we just need an address for the billing. So I'm going to use our office details and click find, and I get to choose it from the list. So having done that, I click save and continue, and it's going to take me to Stripe, where I will enter my card details so that the subscription can be authorized. Now, every subscription to Fintrano includes one free month, and that includes 25 jobs. So if you give it a try 20 jobs, decide you don't like it, as long as you cancel within 28 days or within 25 jobs, no charge. It's free trial, but we think you're going to like it because it gives an awful lot of benefit and helps you get more jobs. So we give you that free month, give you those free 25 jobs so you can give it a really good test and make sure that you're happy with it. I'm going to skip through this process because it's not very exciting watching me put my card details in, and having successfully done that, we'll be back at the success screen. And there's the three options that you're given. These are the three things you need to do to get an immediate value from Fintrano. Download the app, which is a mobile app for Android or iPhone. Add your first customer, because we can't add jobs without customers, or add your profile photo. You can do these in any order. I'm going to start with add your profile photo, just to show you where that lives. Now, it might be that you're an administrator and you don't go on jobs, so you don't need to add your photo. But if you've got workers, you can add their photo when you manage their account. So this is the place you do it, up here in the under the image button. You can upload photos, and these will then be shown to your customers when we do the live tracking. So when we say worker X is on their way, we can show a picture of what worker X looks like. And you can see on the left-hand side, there's really not a huge number of options. This is, as I say, simple by design. You've got your users, your companies, your customers, and your jobs, and a link to download the mobile apps, which you'll need to track on your way. But if we just look at your customer, your company, we just click on your company link, and you can see this is mostly what you filled in earlier with a few extra fields that we've chosen for you. The first one here is your review URL. This is where, if you are rated, when we ask for feedback from your customers, if you're rated 5 out of 5, then we're going to ask them for a review if you've entered something in here. So this can be a Google link, it could be a Facebook link, Check a Trade, Trustpilot, anywhere that you can get a link. So I'm just going to go to Google, because what I think would be useful is to show you where you get that link. So where do we find it? People ask us this quite often. So you go to Google, type in the name of your company. So in this case, I'm going to generate a review link for Prominent Media. So I'm just going to type in here, Prominent Media. And because on this browser, I'm in charge of the Prominent Media listing, you can see that because you get this data about how many people have seen your company. Down here, you see, there's this Get More Reviews link. And this can appear in different places, but this here is where you find it. This is the URL that if you send people to it, they will give you more reviews. So you just copy that and paste it in here. So this now, when people give you a 5 out of 5 rating after the job's complete, it will then say, oh, could you leave us a review? And this is the link that it sends them to leave that review. Doesn't have to be Google. If we go to Facebook, you'll see, if you just search for your company name. So here I'm going to go to Fintrano and get... So I want to send, I've got no reviews for Fintrano currently because we only launched it a couple of weeks ago. But if I want reviews, this is the page that I copy the link from my address bar, facebook.com/company/reviews. And if I paste it in there, that's where, into the same place, that's where I'm going to ask people to review me. Okay, so moving up the page, you can see here your list of users, and this is what I mentioned earlier. When people first sign in, or when they look at the company list, they're offered this option of joining a company. And to join a company, all you need is a working account, which you do when you first sign up, and the joining code. So you share this joining code with your team, and when they click join company, it just asks them, okay, what's the joining code? And this is unique to each company, so you share this with them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go into my app and go to my companies, and there's a button here. There we are. If I paste that in, my account has just been added instantly to your company. So that's all that your workers do is download the app, put in the joining code, and they're in. This is your subscription details, as we described earlier, the amount per month, how many jobs that includes, how much any additional job will cost. And if you ever want to change or cancel your subscription, you can just click manage and cancel the subscription from there. If you're using this so much that 80 pence a job is actually quite expensive, you can reduce it to 60 pence per job, but you have to be doing 200 jobs a month. Above 150, it makes more sense to upgrade to Pro, because Pro includes 200 jobs for £120. That's 60 pence per job. So as soon as you get past 150 ATPs, that's also £120, you're better off clicking the upgrade to Pro button and getting 200 jobs for your £120. Finally, here's the time slots. Time slots is where sometimes you do add a job at a certain moment in time, maybe 10 a.m. for 2 hours on Tuesday. That's a normal job, a normal timed appointment, but we can also do these time slots where you say to people, we'll be with you between, in this case, 9 and 12. We can't say exactly when we'll be there because we'll be doing multiple jobs, but here you go. This is where we control it. So in the morning slot is 9 till 12, the afternoon slot is 2 till 5, and so on down the list. And you can control how many jobs you can do in those slots. If you ever want to change it, you just click one of these edit buttons on the side. So let's say, for example, on our all-day slot, we said we've thought you could maybe do 8 jobs, but you say, no, our jobs are quick. We could do 15 jobs in a day because it's only going to take 10 minutes each. So that's how you change it. You click edit, change the number. And if you say, do you know what, we're never going to do an all-day slot, it just isn't something that we do. I don't even want to see that as an option. Just click and turn off active and save it. And now that's gone grey. That won't appear in the list of opportunities for time slot jobs. So that's really all there is to this page. There are a couple of little extra things here I'll mention now. The first one is the default customer notice. Now that's useful. This gets sent in every email before the job's done. So in your confirmation email, your reminder email, and your on my way email, we add anything you type here. So you might say, Don't forget I need a driving space, a parking space. Don't forget I need a source of water. Maybe you say I need a live electrical point. Anything that you'd need to tell every customer before you arrive, you put it in there. And this section down here is simply the amount of time after which we will follow up for you automatically. So if we haven't seen you for a default of 8 months, we'll follow up. And you can change that, what the default is. It can be anything between 1 and 24 months, where Fintrano will send your contact details if the company hasn't seen you, if the customer hasn't seen you for that amount of time. And you can override that per job. So here we have a customer list, and at the moment you have no customers. There's 2 ways to add a customer. First one is just click this add customer button, and there's some details you need to fill in. You don't need to fill this whole thing in. The only 4 that we have to have is first name, last name, postcode, and the first line of the address. Obviously, it's very helpful if you can provide an email and or a mobile number, because that's really where the value is. But if you don't have it initially, you can still create the customer and add it later. Another really cool feature is the ability to import customers from a file. If you've got your list of customers in a spreadsheet, like maybe an export from Xero or QuickBooks or some other CRM system, all you need to do is click here and select that spreadsheet file, and you can see what our system is doing. It's showing you already that there's some problems. We don't have a first name or a last name in the data that we were given. But, and this is an export from Xero, it's fake, but it was a real one, and I've just changed the names to be Premier League top scorers. You can see here that actually we haven't filled in first name, last name. We didn't have that information, but we do have a customer name, which isn't in 2 columns. It's just 1 column with the full name. So Alan Shearer, Harry Kane, as a single column, which is awkward because we really want 2. We want 1 for first name, 1 for last name, but it's not a problem. We just pick the same one for first name and for last name, and you can see it solved the problem. It's clever enough to realize how to split that field in 2. So even if you've got a Xero file, and even if you haven't put first name, last name, just put both of them as the contact name, and it will split them. It makes a good choice. And you can see they've got rid of all the red fields, so they're valid, so the system can import. If we click this button, there you go, very quick. It takes longer the more you have, so 8 is lightning fast. And now you've created your first 8 customers, all with emails, all with postcodes that are tracked on the system. So you can click on any of these to see the information that we're holding and add jobs to them. So if we just click on Sergio, there we go, we can see Sergio's location. It is our postcode of our office, so it's in there, but you can add others with this add location button. So if you've got a customer who has maybe a landlord has 5 or 6 properties, you can add them all in the same contact and just keep adding locations. You can edit it here. So if, for example, you found out there as you booked the job, you got their mobile number, you can just add it here and add the job. So adding a job is really easy. You have a date, you have a time. As I mentioned, you could put it in a time slot. Let's say this job starts at 9 and is 2 hours in duration, so it's going to finish at 11 a.m. because it's 2 hours long. I just need to pick a date. So I'll pick my date, and then I can pick the worker, and it will only let me pick workers who are not already tied up. If I assign this, so let's recap. I've added an account for myself, added a company, added some customers, and now I'm booking my first job within just a few minutes. So I'll add a description. So this is what the job is. This is going to go to the customer. They'll see what we've agreed, and sometimes people have been putting price information in there. So you can say we confirmed it at £120 or £200. So you can just write whatever you want in there. And there's this status, confirmed or provisional. Provisional means that it's blocked out, but it doesn't send any information to the customer. So it's not actually confirmed. There is no communication happens to the customer. If I click confirmed, then actually it does send emails and text, and that's the point at which you're charged. So you're charged when you hit save on a confirmed job. So let me do that. So that's now sending a text. It's sending an email. You can see the job's created. You can see who's going to the job. That's the worker. You can see it's created automatically some notes information. That's happened without me doing any work. It's starting to record an audit trail of what happened, and you can cancel, complete, or reschedule a job. You can change what was agreed. Again, this is the information that goes to the customer, and you can see the follow-up information below that's automatically going to happen, which you can override if you don't want a follow-up or you want to change the date. You can add your own notes. Notes are not shown to the customer. They're private to your company. So if you add a note, your worker will see it, you will see it, but the customer doesn't get to see it. So you can add anything in there, like maybe access codes, maybe information on certain tools that are needed, or certain bits of background that is useful for the worker to know, but not the customer. So if I go into the app, because this is assigned to the Ian Rowe worker, this is me. I joined the company using the joining code. So if I go in and find this job in the app, there it is. All I need to do is click. Yes, I'm just going to show you what the customer sees. So this is as soon as I confirmed the job, this link became available. I can see who's coming to do the job. I can see what they look like, and when they're on their way, I can see how far away they are. So in the app, I'll click I'm on my way, and there you go. I'm actually in the office, so it's very close to where my destination, but obviously that could be 10 miles away, 20 miles away, 100 miles away, and the customer would see who's where, who's coming, what they look like. And you see it's automatically updated the audit trail, so now I can see that although the test account created this job, the worker Ian Rowe is now on their way to the job, and I can mark myself as arrived, and again automatically you see the everything updates for the customer, for the worker behind the scenes, for the administrator. That whole process, all I do in the app is I press I'm on my way, and then when I'm arrived I click I've arrived. That is a real whistle-stop tour in just a few minutes. We've gone an awful long way. We've gone from no account to a user account, a company account. We've set up a subscription. We've imported customers, and we've even done our first job, tracked, on our way, and arrived. So I hope you have plenty of fun working with Fintrano. I hope it's really worked well for you. And if you have any questions at all, or any suggestions, or you need any support, please get in touch with us at hello@fintrano.com.